On a recent Friday episode of What an Experience with Lonzo Ball, the former No. 2 overall pick threw gasoline on the NBA offseason rumor mill and then casually lit a match. I low-key got Dylan Harper going to the Hornets and I got Melo going to the Clips, Lonzo said, in a tone that sounded more prophetic than speculative. It's the kind of family-centered basketball bombshell that instantly lights up group chats and Reddit threads. Could the Charlotte Hornets really ship away their franchise cornerstone, LaMelo Ball, to a contending team like the Los Angeles Clippers? And could Rutgers phenom Dylan Harper, one of the most creative guard prospects in the 2025 class, actually be Charlotte's next big bet? As wild as it sounds, the idea isn't without merit. It hinges on timing, contract maneuverability, draft positioning, and above all, a franchise desperate for relevance. Let's unpack the scenario Lonzo teased, what it would mean for both teams, and why this could signal a seismic shift in the NBA's balance of power. Let's start with the obvious. The Charlotte Hornets are broken. The 2024-25 season saw the team stumble to a 1963 record, the second worst mark in the NBA. They ranked dead last in offensive efficiency, scoring a league-worst 105.1 points per game. That's not just a bad team. That's a team light years away from contention in an Eastern Conference, where even mediocre squads, like the Bulls and Hawks, are at least play-in competitive. Despite the continued brilliance of LaMelo Ball, who averaged a career-high 25.2 points per game, the team hasn't sniffed the playoffs since his rookie year. Injuries, instability, coaching turnover, and front office indecision have kept the Hornets in a perpetual rebuild. And now, with the No. 4 pick in a top-heavy 25 NBA draft and 2 early second-rounders, 33 and 34, Charlotte faces a fork in the road. Keep doubling down on youth? Or do they finally make a bold move? That's where Lonzo's offhand comment becomes interesting. Trading LaMelo Ball would just be a signal that Charlotte is leaning into a full teardown. It would be a nuclear reset, one that might be necessary. At just 23 years old, LaMelo Ball has already accomplished more than many lottery picks ever do. Rookie of the Year, 2021, All-Rookie First Team, and an All-Star selection in 2022. Through 5 seasons, he's averaging an impressive stat line: 21 PPG, 7.4 APG, 6 RPG, and 1.5 SPG. And yet, for all of LaMelo's star power and flash, the Hornets have gone 0 for 5 in playoff appearances during his tenure. In July 2023, Charlotte extended LaMelo with a 5-year, $203 million max contract. That deal keeps him under team control through 2028 to 29, with escalating $26.39 million in the final season. It's a deal loaded with complications, a huge asset in the right situation, but also a tightrope walk for a front office trying to offload a major contract without hamstringing themselves with bad return. Still, the math might favor Charlotte entertaining offers. LaMelo's injury history is growing. He played just 36 games in 2022-23 and 40 games in 2023-24. His heliocentric play style has limitations, particularly on defense. And in a league where the youngest stars now join super teams or demand trades early into their extensions, the Hornets may be sitting on a depreciating asset if they wait too long. The real question isn't, can they trade him? It's should they. With the No. 4 pick in the upcoming draft, the Hornets are in prime position to draft a potential future star. And Dylan Harper, a 6'6" guard from Rutgers, might just be the perfect fit. Harper is a unique prospect. Left-handed, hyper-creative, with an advanced feel for the game. He's not a knockdown shooter yet, but he's a high IQ player with elite passing instincts and positional versatility. Think a hybrid of Tyrese Halliburton and Josh Giddey, but with more physicality and defensive upside. In many mocks, he's projected to go in the 3-5 range, making him a very realistic option at no 4. Others the Hornets may consider include Ace Bailey, an athletic wing with upside, and VJ Edgecombe, a two-way shooting guard with star potential. But Harper is the name that fits best with the current context. If Charlotte trades LaMelo, Harper becomes the new face of the rebuild. He and Brandon Miller, last year's No. 2 overall pick who quietly had a solid rookie campaign, would form a promising young duo. Add Mark Williams, Draymond, and a few of the second-rounders they've picked up in recent years, and the Hornets suddenly look like a young reset team with no cap pressure and future flexibility. Now let's look west. The Clippers are in the middle of their own identity crisis. They've locked into a core of Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, James Harden, and a host of quality role players, but haven't made it past the second round since 2021. Leonard and George are aging. Harden is playing on borrowed time. The team is moving into the new Intuit Dome and wants to compete immediately. LaMelo Ball, in this context, is both a risky gamble and a tantalizing opportunity. On paper, he's the perfect bridge between eras. A 23-year-old star who can extend the Clippers' window and electrify a fan base used to watching ISO-heavy, half-court slog. He'd instantly become the most marketable young player in the franchise's history and could thrive playing alongside veterans who can take pressure off him. But it wouldn't be cheap. To match LaMelo's $15 million salary for 2024-25, the Clippers would have to send out multiple contracts, possibly including Norman Powell, Ivica Zubac, or even Terrence Mann. They'd likely have to part with future first-round picks as well, though those are scarce after the George deal in 2019. And if there's a team willing to absorb LaMelo's deal in pursuit of a championship window, it's the Clippers. This is where things get tricky. Charlotte's leverage. They don't have to trade LaMelo. He's locked in long-term, still ascending and popular in the Carolinas. If a team doesn't come correct with picks, talent, and salary relief, they can wait until a better market forms. Clippers' flexibility. Their window is now, but they're operating under the new second apron rules, which limit trade flexibility. Absorbing a max contract would require real sacrifice. Still, the chance to snag a long-term point guard of LaMelo's caliber might be worth the price. LaMelo's camp. While he hasn't publicly demanded a trade, his body language and injury absences have fueled speculation. Being closer to family in California and playing for a high-profile team like the Clippers may appeal to him, especially if the Hornets' rebuild stretches into 2027 or beyond. If Charlotte moves LaMelo and drafts Dylan Harper,
dính mắt nha. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ vẽ nha. theo là mình sẽ vẽ phần này nha. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ vẽ nha. Vậy là mình đã được như này rồi nhá mọi người. Mọi người xem thành quả của mình nha. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ đợi cho khô mất nha. Vậy là mình đã hoàn thành xong rồi nhá mọi người. Tiếp theo là mình sẽ dùng bút màu cam để mình tô vào răng nha. Mọi người có thể tham khảo cách làm này của mình để làm nha. Rất chi là đẹp nha. Video của mình đến đây là hết. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại mọi người trong các video tiếp theo nha. Bye bye tất cả mọi người nha. Chúc mọi người thành công nha. Video của mình đến đây là hết rồi nha. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại mọi người trong các video tiếp theo nha. Bye bye tất cả mọi người nha. Chúc mọi người thành công nha.